Hey there, Tenno. I'm Shadow Scythe, and today we're going to be doing an on-the-spot review of the Baza collection that was just added today, November 23rd, Thanksgiving Day in the United States. Now, the Baza collection comes with a Tenno-themed SMG and a Tenno-themed polearm. Both of the blueprints are acquirable through your clan dojo in the Tenno Research Lab, or they can be picked up individually. Well, no, I don't. Let me rephrase that. Or they can be picked up as part of the Baza collection bundle in the marketplace for 425 plat. Buying the set will give you both the weapons with what their individual slots and catalysts, as well as the armor itself. As you can see, I currently have equipped on Rhino Prime. And the irony here is, this is the first armor set that has had just the individual leg guards be applied to the thighs instead of the knees or the shins. Like the Nadina and the Dendara, I believe it is, they all have that. They both have that one where you have a plate up on the thigh itself, but it also covers both of the shins. This is the one that's exclusive to the thighs. And bit of a clipping issue with that chest plate with how it holds the SMG. Now, the SMG is a crit weapon, whereas the melee weapon is primarily a status weapon. Actually, it's more than likely status. Its base crit chance is only 6%. Now, here's the unique thing. The SMG only has 1V polarity, and it is dealing primarily puncture damage, followed by impact with a splash of slash damage. So the build that I'm going to be running on it, just for starters, is Serration, Shred, Split Chamber, and Piercing Caliber. Basically just a base damage build-up. Now this is primarily a crit weapon, so once I get the capacity, Point Strike will be going on there. But I don't have enough damage to even justify throwing it on there at the moment. Now the Cassowar is actually a fairly decent balance between slash and puncture with a hint of impact damage, because here are the base stats: 30 slash, 23.8 puncture, and 15.4 impact. With a 6% critical chance, a channeling cost of 5, a base attack speed of 1.17, making it one of the fastest polearms we have to date without any mods increasing that. A base status chance of 28%, base wall attack of 140, base spin of 156, my bad, base leap attack of 140, base wall attack of 117. And as you can see, I have it modded for corrosive because I'm going to be doing what I normally do with new weapons, and I'm going to be taking it against the Vernier. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking both of these weapons, making sure that I am on friends only. We are not going to do that, or any of that shit, actually. Do we have a fairly decent... No, we don't really have any decent shit up, so what I am going to do is... fuck it, let's go to Saturn. Not Calypso. There we go, Telesto. I'll take it against like level 20 stuff just because of the fact that I don't really have a decent build on either of these weapons to actively test them yet. So first things first is we will be testing out the... I like that sound effect though. That's actually kind of cool. Alright, let's switch over to the polearm.
You're on the sensors now. You've been detected.
Now, notice I'm not actually critting, because usually what I do is, even if it's a status weapon, I always tend to throw Maiming Strike on. Because Maiming Strike is practically a guaranteed crit, because it is a 90% crit on slide or 90% chance to crit on slide attacks. Which I may still throw on here, but it's going to depend overall on how this weapon works. Now, this weapon's actually going to be really useful for both Corpus, well, actually for all three factions. Not only because it's a status weapon, so you can get the proper elemental combos for whatever you may be going against, but because it's primarily slash and puncture. So the puncture will actually be very useful for taking out armored targets like the Grineer, while the slash damage will be very effective on fleshier targets like the Corpus and Infested. I just walked through that without it actually doing anything. I didn't realize Iron Skin could mitigate that. So for the most part, we're pretty much just seeing how this all... Oh, that's a Nox. Let's get rid of you. And that stupid-ass commander. Get rid of the space ball. And you. Now, all in all, I'm probably... And that's the one thing with any sort of accessory that they should really adjust with Rhino and Rhino Prime is to cover the... like, the chest armor, the shoulder plates, and the leg guards in his Iron Skin as well. That's the only thing that makes me not like using stuff like that on him. Because of the fact that it just sticks out. And if I recolor it, it's not going to look terrible with my color scheme. But until that happens, Iron Skin just... it sticks out. Like, really bad. Though I do like the armor because it's a unique design for the shoulders and especially for the leg guards. I just don't like how bulky that chest piece is. Like, you guys can clearly see how bulky this thing is. And the SMG was really well designed, and I absolutely love the design for this melee weapon. Because you can see both aspects that would be giving you both the slash and the puncture. Because it's almost like a double-edged halberd.
We've been locked down. Let's open
Damn it.
the security.
And get my piss poor hacking skills out of the way.
Override successful. Let's get going.
This is definitely one of my longer videos because I'm actually playing through the whole mission. Really? All that for one dude? I guess that's one advantage is I know how to play Rhino, even though I'm not, I just don't like playing Rhino, because if I'm gonna play some tanky frame, I'll play Valkyr. I'm actually surprised that I Well, no, because Rhino I wanted to show the armor off on. Because it's very fitting for Rhino's profile. There you are. This weapon has a very high ammo capacity, too. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you trying to do your little ground slam? What is the max clip size? 40. Wow. That's actually... What is with this double turret bullshit right here? Get rid of you. I'm trying to think of what the weapon is that this SMG reminds me of. Because there is one other weapon in the game that has a similar sound effect to it, and I just can't... If I look at it in the market console, I could tell you. But just off the top of my head, I can't actually name... Really? Did I just Rhino charge through a fucking teleport? I hate how the commanders have Loki's switch teleport ability. It's irritating, to say the least. Though I'd say that wasn't a bad display to take unranked weapons into. Because for the little bit of damage that at least the primary weapon was doing, it did okay. Like, I love the way that that chest piece looks when don't have a gun up to your chest. Because it doesn't look bad like that, but the moment you start holding a primary weapon, it just looks terrible. And you know, now that I look at it this way, you guys can... anybody else kind of see the face in the chest plate? Almost like it's kind of like a mask. Like, you can see the eyes right here, and then this is kind of like a nose. Just weird shit like that. Anyway, because the weapon I'm thinking of that the SMG sounded like was a... it was a secondary. What was it, though? I want to say it was the Oxani. I really want to say it was the Oxani. Anyway, that is going to conclude this video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know that this is an important day to be spending with family, which is why I was reluctant to actually be able to do this video today, because we've already had our dinner and my family has left. So, for those of you that watch this video whenever you manage to get around to it, thank you so much for all the continued support. If you guys like this video for whatever reason, hit that like button and subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and player.me for all things related to Twitch, YouTube, and any sort of IRL thing that might be causing a delay. And until next time, Tenno, stick to the shadows and happy holidays.